Hey friends, it's Sonia. We're going to have some fun today playing in paint. You never know where things go when you start. So thanks for following me on this one. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So let's walk our way through it. There's all kinds of layers that really make this fun and interesting. Here we go. Hello friends, welcome to my creative, beautiful mess here today. We are playing in paint. So I've got a canvas in front of me that I pulled out that I'm going to make pretty today. It's already just a black canvas. You can paint the background whatever color that you want. You do you. I tend to do dark backgrounds because I like the antique-y look, and so that's why it works for me. I love the shabby style look, so I let a little bit of the black come through and play with that. Or you can paint it black, whatever. You can do any color you desire. So if you are watching this, this means that I decided to go ahead and turn this into a tutorial, which is awesome. So for you right now, you will actually have a template. Let's see, let's put some flowers. That one's got 4 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's have some fun. And one more. 1, 2. This one's probably going to be kind of hidden. We'll make him a little more funky looking. That's a nice thing when you have chalk, that you can actually kind of see, like, will I go off the edge there? Do I need to round that out? I really like that. This corner, make that leaf bigger. We're going to fill that corner with a leaf, fill this one out with a leaf, and I think that should be, maybe I'll bring my little line. We do a little line here so that way the plant does not look like it's completely just floating, right? So I'm liking that. Just some flowers. All right. So I have been painting today, and so that's why my little tray here is full, and I might reuse some of these colors. So I found this little planty dish when I was thrifting, and I love that. And I use acrylic paints, which means that they dry and I can peel it off, wash it with some warm soapy water, and it'll be awesome again. So I do like having that here to paint with and to be able to reuse. So the colors I'm going to use today, I use all kinds of different paints. Sometimes I use my Junk Monkey paints right here like this. So like this red that you see over here, this is a beautiful crimson red, which I think I'm going to top it up and use the rest of it that's in here. And then I'll show you some other ones that I have as well. So it does not matter, but I would say if anything, just have acrylic to work with so you can really build some fun layers. So that was that. I think I'm going to use the yellow again. This was a really pretty vibrant yellow, primary yellow. You can use their flowers. Flowers can be any color. Let me find a spot that does not have too much color blended into it. We're going to be blending colors, so it doesn't matter technically if they will touch. That's going to be okay. This is fun kind of art. So let me think. I'll do that color, that color. I'm going to need some more white. By the way, if anything, I would say I go through a lot of white. So I've used my Junk Monkey white. I've used this white. But don't worry, I have this white. So let me put some white onto my tray over here. So yeah, so let's do, I'm just trying to think of the colors. I'm going to do some colorful ones here. And then what color do I want my leaves to be? Do I want to go with a stark green, or do I want to, like, I don't know, do I want to go with a fun yellow green too? That's a possibility, right? It's like a bit of it more of a, what is this called? Bright yellow green. It's a little more vibrant green. Let me find a spot here on my tray to put some of that. We shall just blob it on. And I think that's about enough to start with. I like this little teal color that's in here. I've always been a teal lover. That one right there. So that one is this guy right here, aqua. Oh my, I've got paint all over it. I literally play in the paint, but that's okay. It all washes off, so as long as you have water, which right up here, I have this big jug of water. I use my jars. This was filled with giant peach halves and in syrup. It can take a lot of water, which is really nice. So that means it takes longer for my water to get dirty because there's more fluid in there. Do I want to use this paintbrush? Let's see, how do I feel? Or do I want to use this paintbrush? You know what? I think I might use this paintbrush. No, I'm going to go with this paintbrush. See how I'm feeling today. I've got tons of paintbrushes, and sometimes, you know, you just got to figure out what you want, right? Okay, so let's go ahead for the first one. Let's do a big funky, well, you know what? Maybe we should do the vase first because the flowers come out over. So let's think to ourselves, what color vase do we want? What color vase do we want? Do we want to go with a dark blue, a light blue? What are we thinking? How are you feeling? Maybe I'll go with this aqua color. So here's what I do. Let me pull my plate over so you can see it. I do a little bit of aqua and a little bit of white together. All right, let's go ahead and put that down. And I don't want them to blend too much. Let me put this down here so I can actually have a free hand. So yeah, can you see it? It's just the aqua and the white coming together here. And what I like to do is do it so I see a blend, which makes the vase interesting, right? So I do it like, I swipe my brush in the shape of the vase. But I'm just gonna trace it out a little bit there. You just want two colors going on, aqua and white together on your brush, and make some swipes in the direction of the shape of the actual object until, you know, it feels like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I like that there. My vase got some interesting things going on. I see two colors marbling together there. So I'm quite happy with that. Pretty. All right, now I'm just gonna go ahead and just wipe that off into some napkin. I'm not even going to put water on my brush. So what I do as well is just to map out that shape again, really loosey-goosey. I love loosey-goosey. Just gonna take something to scrape in, so you can use like an old pen, pencil. Let's do the whole shape. It ends up, your piece has some texture and some interesting things going on. So that is going to be right there, my vase. Now I'm going to go into the yellow, and remember we blend with a yellow and white, so we blob it into a little bit of both, yellow and white together. I think one of the tricks is making sure you get enough on your brush, because if not, you get this like, I don't know, it's not so flowy, I don't find. Some people will say, I love the organic feel of, like, it just feels so natural. Well, use a lot of paint, all right? Don't try to be perfect. Just do those two colors and get that going. Now here's what I do. If I put a color there, I will find somewhere else I've painted and add that color on, just with a couple little dots and dabs. That way, you know, it's a family, and that's how you make your colors blend. So just like I put some, I'm gonna go back into the aqua over here. Just like I put aqua down there, I'm gonna put a little bit of aqua here, here, here. Not too much, but just here and there. All right, perfect, that's enough. These two colors now are married. They're a family. Maybe they're cousins, you know? They just enjoy hanging out together. All right, so let's do this. Well, maybe I'll make this big red one because it's kind of hanging down in front. Be the biggest one. So I'll paint the other ones first, and that will be last, and it will kind of overflow it. Now we do have petals. Let's use that green and that white together. Okay, so I've got both in my brush. I'm just going to do that together. So the green and the white. I do like these colors. Make sure I pick up some white. So if you feel like you don't get enough white, just like go back into your dish and scoop some more up and drop it down. And then don't forget to drop it on something else that you've painted. It actually doesn't have that color. Much like, take the yellow, put a little bit of that on there, a little bit of that on there. Now if you see, all these colors are really playing together nicely, and that is the trick. All right, so before we get too far, because I do have my big door open out here, I'm going to trace out that leaf. There's my other leaf. That was my center of my flower. And now 3, 4, 5. Oh, I love that. All right, Good. Let's just keep going. So we're gonna do some red and some white. Let me pull my plant around so you can hopefully see that. Red and white together. And now we're going to do this, red, white. Red and white. All right. We said this one had 4 leaves, right? Just to make them interesting. All right, around in the circle. Grab our white just to get it marbled. Around here, you can make your petals bigger if you really want to. Oh, I was gonna do that. This one is the front one and that one is the back one. Well, you see, I just completely went for it. I was so excited, and that's okay. All right, about right there is good. I like how that one's shaped out. So I'm just gonna drop a little bit of the red somewhere else. All right, just put it a few places. Call it a day. We got to do these centers too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love that. Make sure that's all good. So you can go over what you've done. That's how I get that really sketchy, fun, flowy look in my paintings. Then let's do this one up here. I might do this one white. Now I know that I haven't put this brush in water, so do you see how it has color right there into it? And the moment I do pick it up with some white, it's gonna probably make a really light pastel color. I'm okay with that because I have learned that if I put this color down first, by the time it starts to dry, I can actually come over it again with pure white, and the first layer just gives my white a background, and I like how that looks. So I think I did this one to make it look like that, right? So let's just do that. So we've got like 1, 2 petals, 3 petals, 4. Try not to go over this red guy. See, I should have painted this one first, and this is exactly why. I wanted him to blend, but I can do a swipe over here again in a second if I really want to. Love that. All right, don't forget a little bit of this color somewhere else. Just drop it down. Whatever you get a tie-dye, awesome. This one right here, I'm just gonna bring this in a little bit more here so it kind of connects. All right. Oh, that green. Drop that somewhere else. A few little touches here and there. I love that. Now I do have to get that center. So let's trace this one out. 1, 2. See, that's why I like to scrape into my paint, because then I've also learned that if you end up with a bunch on your brush like this, you can just retrace something and it'll bring that color in. That's another way to bring your color into your other spot. All right, what color should we do for the center, guys? Do we want to do a big green center? I do have this green right here. I think we should. I keep calling it green. It's really aqua. But instead of putting too much white into it, I might keep it more of a solid color or put colors with it. Let's see if I want to add white to it. It's going to pick up because my other paint below it, like it's going to put white into it right here. But I do like a dark center, so I'm going to try to keep it more dark than anything. I do want it to come out. I love big fun center. So we're gonna do that. That's fun. We gotta put this color somewhere else. We just can't have it be there. So let's see what we can do. Drop it a few places. Bring that color. Okay, I like that. Now let's trace those out like that. By the way, what's really fun is you can also make this one feel a little bit different because we're gonna draw into it. Maybe this one, because I'm gonna put a little more white on there. So maybe this one can have like circles in the petals for fun. Oh, let me make sure that one's, I get some mostly white. just because I'm trying to make him pop. I don't care if other colors come, but I'm going for more white than anything. This is one big petal here. All right, we're gonna leave it like that, but I do want to, it's this part right here that I should have painted after. There we go. I made it work. I'll retrace that one right there. Perfect. Yeah. I am very happy with that. Okay, so we've got our planty things going on here. Now let's go ahead and figure out what color we might want to do the bottom down here. Let's see here. We could pull a color that we have. I do have this dark blue. Maybe I'll use this blue. This is the aquamarine color. See if we like that. Put some white into it. Just to, like I said, to marble it, to make it interesting. So I do like that. And what I do is just try to get like a really dark part of the blue and put that towards the base down there. Or under it. Like it's sitting on a shadow there. There we go. I'm just making some marks in here, getting it the way I like it. Typically, I do dark towards the bottom. Right, and now I'm gonna work on the sky. I got this pretty blue still in my brush here. I was gonna say, do I wanna keep it? Might be too intense though. Let me just try to get some of that off of it. And now I'm going to do the outside sky. Like the outside blue sky. What color would I like to do? What color? Do I want to do a white on the outside? Do I want to do a green? Yeah, I mean, I can do, let me think. How about a white? I know it's going to pick up the colors I've used, so I'm okay with that. And that will make it interesting. I need you to move, sir. So yeah, if the white picks up colors, it'll just turn a pastel color. I think that'd be pretty. I'm gonna add some extra strokes on the top. All right, let's see. You know what? I think what I'm gonna do, I feel like I need something in the center, like I've lost the center of my painting somewhere here. So what I'm going to do is take that blue and change that out. Let's go blue. And now I've got two colors going on, which is awesome. I'm okay with that. Makes it look interesting. There we go. It's a good way to use it, what paint you have as well. That's pretty. Let's put that blue a few places. Okay. I really, really like that a lot. Just gonna take my brush right across there. Let's get that center. Okay, anything else we need? By the way, sometimes I come on the outside as well, and I make marks and just trace the outside of whatever the objects are, because it starts to fill out that white area in the outside, and it makes it interesting. Oh, don't forget to draw your line through there. You see that? Like, I liked how that just picked up some random white that was on here. Don't forget to do the outside of your vase. All right, I think that's about it right there. And we do have to sign our name, right? So this one I might need a smaller brush for. Let me see if I have something here. And all I would do is just pick up, I don't know, I think yellow would be fun. Over here. S. Give me an O. N. I. A. There we go. I'm not overthinking it. And that was a fun little painting that we did today. I love that. Now, some things that you could do to think about, like I happen to have this, I was working with some polka dot stuff earlier, because you can actually take stuff, and I'll show you, because this is so fun. You can now take these little, I just got paint on my fingers on it, and I love that. But you can take this right here, and while your paint is still wet, and it's blue polka dot, so I think it would fit really fun. You can put that right in the center if you want. Now we've got a really interesting polka dot flower. We are not overthinking anything. Oh, that's fun. Now I might need a little piece for the bottom. Do I have a little piece anywhere? This corner would be fun right here. Yeah, why not? Just gotta hold it down. If you get paint on it, that's okay. You have pure creative control. Oh, that's fun. What do you think? I think that really makes it interesting, right? Is there anything else that we need? Let me size it up. I feel like I should put some yellow on this flower. Let me just go back. Can you use that little brush that we use? We just use to sign our name. Just find something small. I've got a whole plate of colors here. So yeah, let me just like brighten up this flower a little bit here. Trace it out a little bit there. This is that yellow that's in this flower here. But sometimes, like I said, as it dries, you're like, I want to liven that up a little bit. So we're adding that color to other places. That's pretty. Sun is starting to go down out there. I'll put a little bit of that yellow down there. Remember, you don't want it to just be in one spot, right? And then, you know, I think it'd be kind of fun if I could find my little etcher, whatever I just did with that. There he is. You could even put like some circles and stuff. Since we're turning this into a mixed media, you know, make it real interesting there. Yeah, the sun's gone down. It's coming up again though, I think. Just gonna make sure we got that. We got that done. Is there anything else we want to add to this piece? Or are we happy with that? This was the red. Just touching a few places to put the red. Do like that red down there, which makes me feel like I want to add some more down here. All right, so we could kind of get red up there. We got it down there. This up here needs what? Maybe some blue. We got blue on the bottom. Bring a little bit to the top. You know, I think I'm adding some, like, I put circles in here. I think would be kind of fun. I've got a lot of white. I'm just standing back looking at this. If I were to do something like this. I'm just tracing the shape of the leaves. Just to make it interesting like that. So before this paint dries, I can use it like glue. So I'm just thinking these were some butterflies that I picked up. Sometimes when you order, you might get like a butterfly in your order. This is why I keep them for stuff like this, right? But it could be kind of fun if I put a butterfly up there. What do you think? Or I could put it over here, up there. I don't know, I like it up there. Let me see what other colors I got. That one's kind of orangey. What other colors do we have in here? And this one as well. I don't know, I like the other one better. All right, let me see here. Do I wanna, oh, he's picked up paint already. Do I wanna put a little butterfly in there? I think it'd be kind of cute. Should we? I think we should. Yes, let's do it. Let him just rest. So what happens is when I'm finished with this, I will go ahead and spray it over with like a Mod Podge. This is one of my favorites, Mod Podge. The Mod Podge High Gloss Sealers. That's always a nice way to finish it. I was just looking at some papers that I have around, and this is an old map that I work with. It kind of matches that orange and the butterfly. So let me think of a place where I can incorporate some little pieces of this map. And then I think then it'll match real nice. I'm just gonna start tearing some pieces and see. These leaves might be kind of cool to drop that into. Every little piece counts. Maybe I will. Let's do it, huh? We're just having fun. Yes. I love that. Now he matches. And it makes it interesting. This one is this shape right here. I just tear with my fingers. And let me see if we like that one. About right here, maybe. I see Louisiana, Mississippi. Just drove through there not that long ago. Oh, I love how that looks. All right, is there anything else we need? I think I am gonna just drop another little piece since this is a big bud right here. I like things in 3. So I have 3 pieces of the map. That looks good right there. Might add something to this guy here. I'm thinking about making his petals. Adding something extra on there. Could do like right, you know what? I could kind of bring it in close to him. Why don't we? I think I could do that and make that happen. I'm not afraid. All right, so 1. This is actually from a piece of just, I'm pulling off some greens. Anything that looks kind of green, so it doesn't matter the pattern, it's the color that is most important. I think it would give some extra life. And I love that this paint is not dry, and it gives me time. Actually gives me time to work with it. The most important is to get a shape. So that kind of looks like a petal to me. That's why I'm going with it. Torn edges, don't care. But that one wants to blow back. It doesn't make that flower, like, it just gives it so much more life. interesting. Yep, 1, 2, 3. I see something's blown in you right there. Can I get it out without making an absolute mess? It's too late for that now. We are already a mess. So that I'm just going to drop right there. Sometimes if you take it too, very fun. This little piece of aqua, which is the ocean of where we tore out the orange. I'm like, oh, that kind of matches down there. Maybe I could tear a little bit of that out. I don't know, we'll see. It'd be kind of fun, right? Right here, we'll just put some of the ocean in right here. Let's see. See how I feel. Let's see how I feel. I mean, I like that. Do I like that? Not convinced yet. Maybe just a little piece then. If I can round it, I can make it the shape. Yeah, I like that. I hear the birds. I feed the birds in the morning. They're back. They know I'm back here, and they're like, hey, you got any more snacks? Now, once you put all this stuff down, then you can go back. Just checking to make sure there was nothing on this brush. Because you can go back. I'm gonna go into a little bit of white here and just like trace over, right? Make it part of it, like it blends in. It's inside the paint. It's inside the paint. Anywhere you want to do that. Come back with the green if I want. If I, need to like put that inside. The yellow. That one I did a pretty good job of outlining. Anywhere else, because I'm feeling pretty happy with this. The birds are singing. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. Make some marks. This right here gave me inspiration. I ended up getting paint onto it. And I'm like, I like those little marks. That's right. Sometimes you see these little marks on flowers. And could do that with this one too. All right. There we go. I'm gonna call it done, friends. I'm really happy with that. All right, make this one match. Cool. Look what we just did. All right, we had a ball, we had fun, and now we're not gonna overwork it. We just love it. So save all your papers, gather up all your paints, scribble in your paint. Just getting some of the paint off. And now I'm just gonna let this dry. And like I said, just I will go over it with some Mod Podge spray. Psh, just like that. and it'll actually bring my colors back up, because when things dry, they dry darker, especially in acrylic, and then when you put your sealer on, they kind of bounce back up. So I always look forward to that part. But, and the other reason I like to do the spray cover is because if I rub it on over, if there's any, because we put a lot of paint on it, if I like pick up a bunch on my brush, I could smear my entire you know, artwork that I just did. So for that reason, I'm going to let this sit overnight. I'll come back tomorrow, probably same time, same place tomorrow, and just spray it all over, sit it down, and then walk out and let it here in the airflow just go ahead and do its thing. So thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you really enjoyed making this mixed media fun flower tutorial together. When you start, you never know how things are going to finish, and who knows what the next piece is even going to look like. All right, friends, take care. See ya.